So I kind of hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it does look like Xbox is in a little bit of a quandary right now. And I'm not sure if they can actually get out of this. This is one of those things where, as a fan, you kind of look at it and you go, well, what can they do to fix the situation? What can they do to make it right, for the fans and for, I guess, themselves? Because at the end of the day, they're going to have to do whatever they can to keep people coming back or keep people interested in Xbox. So, I just kind of wanted to touch base on this and just talk about it a little bit. So, you guys might have missed it a little bit. I don't usually really cover much PlayStation here, but it looks like the PlayStation 5 Pro is indeed a thing, and it also looks like it's going to be coming out this holiday. Now, as you all know, Xbox isn't going to do a mid-gen refresh this generation. So, one of the things that's going forward is obviously we're in a weird spot with Xbox because Microsoft is putting games on PlayStation, and PlayStation already has a huge lead in console sales and mindshare, and then coming out with a even more powerful platform this year. There's not much that Microsoft can do. I mean, honestly, because, it's getting to that point where it's even surpassing what was going on last year. So anyway, with stuff like GTA 6 about to come out, it's going to come out, that's going to really do well on there. So can, a single game make the fortunes of an entire system turn around? In the case of Grand Theft Auto 6, it might be possible, and this is from Forbes, but there's other ones as well. What seems to be taking shape here is that the PS5 Pro is a real thing that is happening, and it will be an upgrade over the PS5, which should be out holiday 2024. Ray tracing, faster rendering, upscaling, more important, teraflops, the works. But what that means is that if Sony gets this out and GTA 6 hits its target release date, Sony may find themselves in a situation where the PS5 Pro is unequivocally the single best place to play the game. It's very much looking obvious. It's going to break all-time speed records selling very quickly. So if you were wondering what the actual PS5 Pro is, it's been confirmed by all the major outlets that leak this kind of stuff. It's supposed to release late 2024, maybe even early 2025, rendering 45 to 50% faster than the PS5, 2 to 3 times ray tracing, 4 times in some case, 33.5 teraflops, special super resolution upscaling, custom machine learning as well. So, that is a big upgrade. The only downside that I can see to this is it looks like it's going to be the same basic CPU, which means that, if the CPU is the bottleneck, what can they really do about it? I mean, I guess the fact that you could maybe do something with the resolution to get better frame rates and things like that, maybe that could be better. But this thing sounds like it's going to be $500-$600 or so, and so we'll have to see what that goes. So it Pro is very much closer to being a reality in terms to that versus an upgraded Xbox unit. Past the Xbox Series X. Back in June of 2023, less than a year ago, Phil Spencer talked about the idea specifically, and this is what he said. He doesn't feel an imperative to release another Xbox. That's not the feedback we're getting right now. We're pretty set on hardware we have. Again, that's all well and good, as they already have 2 power levels, an S and an X, and they have been increasingly less reliant on console sales, or at least they say they are. However, if that remains true and Sony pushes forward with the PS5 Pro and Xbox keeps the Series X, it's even more of a reason to head to PlayStation for Grand Theft Auto 6, even though that was obviously going to be a main platform already, given Sony's more than 2-to-1 market share over Xbox. So it's important because, unlike many modern releases, Rockstar is not simultaneously releasing GTA 6 for PC. So the idea is not that they necessarily couldn't, but it's mainly because they will no doubt want to release an upgraded version of the game for PC probably a year or so later and make those initial console players double dip with more of a purchase. So the important part, because even primarily PC gamers that really want to play Grand Theft Auto, and let's just be real, FOMO is a real thing. These games always get damn near 100 rating. We'll have to pick up a console, and I mean, who wants to wait 1 to 2 years for GTA 6 to make it to PC? So if you want the best hardware to play it on by default, it's probably going to be a PS5 Pro, given these new specs and the apparent idea that Microsoft is not going to make a competitive upgraded system. One obstacle of this working may be price, as there are rumors that the hardware costs and Sony wanting profit margin, the Pro could be as much as $600. But in general, all of this is great news for Sony, who may get a system upgrade selling game without it even needing their own game. So again, the big rumor, I think, over the last couple of days was the fact that one of the reasons why the PlayStation 5 Pro might not launch until 2025, early 2025, is to specifically kind of line up with GTA 6, but also the fact that Sony doesn't have their own games to launch with it, right? So you would just be in a situation where, you would kind of be stuck playing like the older games or whatever's going to get like a free upgrade, or I don't know if they got to do free upgrades or just things are going to run better. Hopefully we'd be at a day and age where things would just run better. So I don't know. Anyway, according to this, the specs leaked earlier that people wanted to remain anonymous or whatever. The criticism of the leaker, which was Moore's Law is dead. A lot of people don't trust that guy, but Insider Gaming has a really good track record. They confirmed that the documentation leaked is actually 100% accurate. PlayStation Developer Portal was sent out earlier this week to a wider band of third-party developers. In 2023, they reported that the PS5 Pro is under the codename Trinity and will be targeting improved and consistent frame rates at 4K, a new performance mode for 8K resolution, and accelerated ray tracing. It was reported that Trinity will have 30 WGP and 18,000 MTS memory. Again, it's pretty cool sounding stuff. AI accelerating, supporting 300 TOPS of 8-bit computation, 67 T-flops of 16-bit floating points. They were shared the documentation from the developer portal under the condition that it's not shared publicly or privately. Can confirm that dev kits have been available to first-party studios since September 2023, third parties since January 2024, and from spring 24, test kits will also be available, which will be identical to the final product. Insider Gaming understands that the PS5 Pro is aiming for a tentative holiday 24 launch, but the date could be changed due to lack of first-party games released on the PlayStation 5 this year. So I'm going to link all this stuff in the description. You guys can check it out. But this really puts, I think, Microsoft in a really bad spot, obviously, because people want to, we're starting to see it now. Like, I think at first, when they're like, yeah, we're good with our hardware, a lot of people were like, yeah, that sounds good. But now that I think that, people are starting to see that, hey, Sony are getting out there, their Pro or what have you, they're going to obviously be able to have a little bit of that FOMO, you know what I mean? To me, though, like, I have to look at it from one thing, like, do I have FOMO over, do I want Microsoft to put out another platform? Why would I, right? They haven't even, this generation has been so lackluster to begin with, and, Microsoft has only put out 4 non-cross-gen console exclusives, so what would be the point, right? Third parties aren't taking advantage of the Xbox. Even Sony, this isn't like a pro Sony video. Sony has only, put out 5 or 6 non-cross-gen console exclusives, right? And so, to be quite honest with you, there hasn't been a whole lot of reason to even buy into this generation, and now they want to sell you another console. So, I don't know. It's probably going to be one that I skip regardless of what Microsoft tries to do. But I'm curious to hear what everybody else thinks about it. Let me know. I appreciate it. I'm Crab Gamer. This has been Crab Gamer Reviews. Rack 'em up. Crab Gamer out.